Remember, the 5th of November. Gunpowder, treason, plots. I see no reason why we should ever forget the gunpowder plots. Except we have. I mean, look at it. It's the 5th of November. Do you have a bonfire night where you are? I mean, it's called fireworks night now. And, the whole thing. Remember the 5th of November. Not remember the 29th of October. Or some other day that's in the week. And, yeah, a lot of people have been set off fireworks on other days, but especially by me, fireworks night was on the 29th of October. Nothing going on the 5th of November. And there wasn't even a bonfire. And when there were bonfires, years ago when I lived in the countryside, they were just hay bales. They were never Guy Fawkes. And the whole thing is, Guy Fawkes and other people were plotting against the government and Parliament because Parliament was becoming very corrupt. Not mentioning that Theresa May is using royal prerogatives that she's not meant to have, and that's why the court ruled against it, so that it's legal, and through the MPs they're not going to stop Brexit, but they're going to negotiate Brexit as a group of people, not one person having royal powers they're not meant to have. So, yeah, don't get that wrong. It's about abuse of parliamentary powers that the court has ruled against, not about Brexit. It's not about delaying Brexit or all this other bullshit that they're trying to pull in the media because it looks good. It's about stopping Theresa May as one individual ruling decisions for the entire country. No, it's meant to be Parliament together that do it, so yeah, get it right. But, I, for the 5th of November, decided I'm going to burn an effigy of me. It's kind of Lemming version Guy Fawkes of me. Here's our lemmingy head. Yes, that's my hair. And I made a body with what I was wearing while I was in the countryside that got ripped to shreds. I mean, it started ripping a little because, you know, I put on weight stuck in the middle of nowhere. And then, combination of my mum just being this shithead. Like, yeah, my clothes have got this tiny rip, so, because she doesn't want the rip, she's like, oh, I'll make it a big rip. And then it's like, well, I've got no other fucking clothes, so, you know. Yeah, good job. You're ripping my own clothes. And then the dog goes, oh, there's a big rip, tries to see what's inside and rips big giant holes in the rip. So, everything ended up in tatters. And 5 years of my life that were lost and ruined because of the council being complete shit. So, waiting on the LGO for that. And it seems like, again, they're gonna try and weasel away. It's like, oh yeah, all that should have been done. But I mean, do you have copies of the emails you sent them in December to where you were doing it? And it's like, well, you know, we've already established the September applications and all the letters and emails and the office visits I did. You're going to make me fish out even more emails when I've already forwarded 1 million of them to you. And it's like, the paperwork's about that thick. And it's like, for fuck's sake, you're going to make me find these very specific things. And it's like, oh. So yeah, I mean, waiting on compensation from that. But yeah, now before the camcorder runs out of battery, because, you know, it's struggling, and hopefully I can connect it to the computer and get this uploaded, we will set fire to our guy, which is sat here, but I'm not going to show you because the room's a bit of a mess, because, hey, depression and damp and everything. So, no. But yeah, onto the fire, where I'll try and be as controlled with it as I can. But I'm quite happy with how I've made it look. It's kind of like a mini-me, so it's like lemon-faced mini-me Guy Fawkes getting burns. And I'm going to put some snaps in the thing, so there'll be a bit of a pop, so it's a bit bonfire-y. And there's this tradition of penny for the guy, which I'll probably talk about over the flames, so, you know, time-lapse, maybe, I don't know, we'll see how long the battery lasts and things, so yeah.
So moving the Guy Fawkes, or me, parody, it kind of fell a bit apart. It did stand on its own where I built it in the room, but then getting out into the garden, well, you know, just sort of the trousers fell down, the backpack came off, and the coat came off, and that made the arm fall off, and it was just falling apart at that point. So I tried to build it back together the best that I can in the garden and put the head on it, but it wasn't going to stand up. I probably could have put more stuff inside it, but it's just copies of the Metro rolled up, so, you know, free newspaper. And there was some sticks from a tree weed that was pulled apart in the garden, but, you know, if I had more woods, more logs, but, you know, it's made from free stuff, it's not cost money. But yeah, there's the tradition in the UK that's penny for the guy, because obviously not necessarily everyone has old ripped up clothes that they're just gonna burn and things like that. So yeah, costs money to do. And, you know, some people use it to raise money for the rest of the bonfire and other things. But, you know, that's a tradition that doesn't happen anymore either. People don't go around with the guy fawkes that they've made and, you know, raise money to make a decent bonfire and do that. None of that happens. So, what I am suggesting is, obviously money isn't going to make any difference to my life in small quantities, but you can donate to charity. So, obviously, because homelessness and all that. So I'd say shelter, Salvation Army would be options. Other than that, if you want other things to support, I'd say Ella's Danlos Federation, because obviously my ex-Steph has that, and that, you know, it's, zebras, not horses, because the doctors don't actually look for it, because it's such a rare disease, but the amount of zebras that I've met is a bit on the high side. I mean, I've met 5 people with Ella's Danlos now since her, so it's very unusual. Most of them were working at the festival, so, you know, working with people with Ella's Danlos, and it's very strange that suddenly everyone in my world had Ella's Danlos, and it's like, what? So, yeah, I mean, I would support that, because obviously it has bad things and can lead to a short life, and if not, painful from all the dislocation and everything. So, yeah, I would recommend it. And if not, cystic fibrosis, which was what I picked ages ago from childhood, from, you know, it's another difficulty with breathing and everything, so another really painful condition that I wouldn't really wish on anyone, because if you had that, it would just make life very, very difficult with all of the breathing difficulties that you have, and some even have to go on morphine to get it, or, you know, lung transplants, so it's pretty bad. And if not that, then John's Hearts Federation, or, you know, British Heart Foundation, one or the other, whichever you want, because there's a family history of heart problems in my family, and it's surprising how many people actually do have heart problems now. I think it was, 5% or 0.5% of newborn children are born with a heart condition, so it's quite a lot that are simply born with something like a hole in the heart, or, you know, the 8 valves on the wrong side and various things like that. So I would recommend, if you're going to donate, then, you know, it's penny for the guy, but not to me. Donate to charity for it. And yeah, it's the 5th of November. What happened to fireworks and bonfire night being the 5th of November? There are people that are like, well, you know, fireworks should be banned because they're just pets. But if it's one night per year, which is 5th of November, bonfire night, firework night, and no other night, you know, just ban it from being less off any other nights, and also ban kids from buying it, because, you know, kids that throw them at car wheels and things like that, you know, that's happened around here. It's not good, so, yeah, it's just about being smart with it. And, you know, I made my own guy to burn, because, hey, there's no bonfires around here anymore, and it's bonfire night. That's the main thing, the bonfire. Sure, fireworks are alright, but the main thing you go for is the bonfire. Sure, fireworks are more of a spectacle, but you get firework displays at other things, and, you know, it's just not as special as a bonfire. You don't get a bonfire anywhere else, really. Maybe Burning Man in America, but hey, you know, bonfire night's the British equivalent of Burning Man. Maybe we should have some sort of British Burning Man sort of festival. I mean, the obvious place would be to go to Glastonbury for it, but yeah, some sort of special bonfire night celebration where everyone just comes together, and maybe, you know, make it a weekend event about creativity and stuff like that, like Burning Man, but then it all gets set on fire, like Burning Man. Just 'cause, you know, bonfire night, so, you know, it's just a big celebration of creativity and destruction. that would be good to have in the UK, and something that actually remembers the 5th of November. Unlike, hey, you know, it's just fireworks, because does anyone actually remember anymore? It doesn't seem like it with the way it goes. So yeah, thanks for watching. Join us again for some more, if I can get my camcorder to reliably work. Good luck with that. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.